My wedding dress floats in a muddy puddle. Royal blue aso-ebi ruined. Rain hammers the boxes scattered across the driveway. My entire life dumped like garbage. Chidi leans in the doorway, phone in hand, eyes flat. Security arrives in 10 minutes if you're still here. Yesterday I celebrated with him. 200 million, a government highway contract, the biggest infrastructure deal of his career. I cooked his favorite soup. Lit candles? Thanked God today. I'm homeless, because his elevated life doesn't include the woman who worked 80-hour weeks as a nurse to pay his engineering tuition. Have you ever given everything to someone, only to be erased the second they succeed? This is one of those real-life stories, African stories that cut deep. These touching stories from African folklore, these life stories, they reveal truth. Stay with me. Tuesday, 6:47 p.m. Chidi's voice from the balcony, sharp, electric. The tone he used when we first met, before marriage made him distant, confirmed. Delta State Ministry, $200 million highway project, 8-month completion. I set down the rice pot. 8 years of chasing this contract, submitting bids, losing sleep finally. I pour palm wine into 2 glasses. Walk to the balcony. Lagos glitters behind him. Chidi, we did it. He glances up. Takes a glass. Doesn't smile. I did it. He drinks. Walks inside. Leaves me holding the second glass. Wednesday, 7:15 a.m. The bank alert lights up Chidi's phone. Credit alert. N8,000,000,000 sounds. 20,000,000 salon. Delta State Govt. Contract advance, highway phase 1, $20 million. Our joint account. His side of the bed is empty. Cold, I find him in the living room. Navy suit, gold cufflinks. Cologne I've never smelled before. Chidi, I'm so proud. I'm moving to Victoria Island today. Penthouse near Eco Atlantic. I freeze. What? He adjusts his tie. Won't look at me. This contract changes everything. Governors, CEOs, I need to be in that circle. We can move together, so no. The word cuts clean. You're not sophisticated enough. You fold your wrapper like a village woman. Eat with your hands at parties. That worked when I was nobody. My chest tightens. I worked 80-hour weeks to pay your school fees. I'm grateful. But gratitude doesn't mean I drag you into a life you don't fit. He picks up his briefcase. My lawyer will contact you. The door clicks shut. Wednesday, 2:30 p.m. Chidi's mother calls. Come to his office. Family celebration. Her voice is warm. I exhale. Maybe he panicked. Victoria Island. Glass and marble. The receptionist barely looks at me. 5th floor. Conference room B. My parents are there. My brothers. Chidi's mother. His sister. Chidi sits at the head. No food. No drinks. Thank you for coming. I wanted to address this directly. My father leans forward. Address what? Chidi slides his wedding band off. Sets it on glass. It spins, stops. Amara and I are done. This marriage was survival strategy. I needed stability while building my career. She provided that. Now I'm established. My mother gasps. My brother stands. What kind of... I've consulted lawyers. Everything purchased during marriage stays with me. Car, furniture, joint account frozen. Amara takes her clothes. My father's voice shakes. She sold her mother's land to pay your tuition, which I appreciate, but appreciation doesn't equal obligation. I'm offering a clean break. If she cooperates, 3 months severance. 500,000, 3 months. For 8 years I find my voice. My throat burns. Why now? Why not last week? He finally looks at me. Eyes flat. Because last week I was nobody. Today I'm worth $200 million. I deserve better. Chidi's mother touches his arm. Son, it's business, Mama. He stands. Straightens his jacket. I have a meeting with the governor. He leaves. The gold band stays, catching light. My mother reaches for it. I stop her. Leave it. Thursday, 6 a.m., pounding on the door. 2 movers. A police officer. A suited man with a tablet. Mrs. Okafor. Court order. 30 minutes to vacate. Personal items only. Court order? He just told us yesterday. He shows me the tablet. Judge's signature. Dated Monday, 2 days before he told us he planned this. I pack in a fog. Clothes, my mother's Bible. Nursing textbooks. The movers watch, silent. Mrs. Okonkwo appears. Amara, what's happening? Chidi's evicting me. Her face hardens. My boys' quarters. Stay as long as you need. I drag my suitcase across the compound. A car pulls up. I turn Chidi, new Range Rover. Metallic black. A woman in the passenger seat. Light-skinned, long weave, laughing at her phone. Our eyes meet. He doesn't slow. Drives into the gate. It closes behind him. Mrs. Okonkwo squeezes my shoulder. That man will answer. I twist my wedding band. The metal is warm against my skin. I don't take it off. Not yet. Later that day. Chidi's Instagram penthouse view. New chapter. New altitude. Hundreds of congratulations. No one asks about his wife. Joint account access denied. I call my supervisor. I need extra shifts. Amara, your license shows under review. Address verification flagged during routine audit. Until it clears, I can't schedule you. My hands go cold. I renewed 2 months ago, I know. But the system's locked. Could take weeks. I hang up. Check my savings. N47,000, 2 weeks. Maybe 3, my phone buzzes. Nkechi. Girl, what's going on? I don't reply. Turn it off. I sit on the edge of the bed. Through the wall, the evening news mentions highways, infrastructure, contracts. Yesterday I was a wife. Today I'm nobody. Tomorrow. I don't know. Week 1.12 hospitals. 12 applications. 12 rejections. We don't have openings. Your credentials are excellent, but call back in 3 months. I sit in Mrs. Okonkwo's boys' quarters, staring at my phone. The license review blocks everything. No hospital will hire a nurse under investigation. I call the licensing board. 47 minutes on hold. Mrs. Okafor, the address discrepancy was flagged by your former residence. Someone reported you don't live there. We need landlord verification. Utility bills, 6 to 8 weeks processing. Someone reported me. I hang up. Google, affordable lawyers Lagos divorce settlement. Cheapest consultation N$50,000. I have N$34,000 left. Week 2, Mrs. Okonkwo knocks. Her face is tight. My landlord called. Says I'm subletting illegally. He's threatening to revoke my tenancy. My stomach drops. I'm so sorry. Don't apologize. Chidi knows people. Construction permits, zoning. He's applying pressure. She squeezes my hand. You have 2 weeks. I'm negotiating. 2 weeks market, bread and sardines. To 800. The vendor gives extra because she knows me from church. Sister Amara, we're praying. What that man did, God will judge. I walk home. Eat half the bread. Save the rest. My phone buzzes. Chidi's lawyer. Voicemail. Mrs. Okafor, this is the 4th message. Sign the petition or face contempt proceedings. Your delay is wasting everyone's time. I delete it. Week 3, my brother calls at 2 a.m. Mama collapsed. General Hospital, stroke, mild, she's asking for you. 3 buses. I arrive at dawn. She lies in a narrow bed, IV in her arm. Face slack on one side. Eyes clear. She reaches for me. Weak grip. Omomi. My child, I kneel. Mama, I'm here. She touches my face. Hand trembling. You gave him everything. School fees. Your land. Your youth. Voice cracking. When will you rest, my daughter? My throat closes. Soon, Mama, I whisper. When I remember who I was before I became his shadow. She kisses my forehead. Lips dry, warm visiting hours end. I sit in the corridor. Head on knees, a man's voice. Excuse me. Are you Amara Okafor? I look up, older man. Grey beard, kind eyes. White coat, Dr. Ifeanyi. Mrs. Okonkwo's brother. Consulting on your mother's case, I stand. Is she okay? She will be. But she needs rest. And so do you. He sits beside me. Doesn't mind the floor. Mrs. Okonkwo told me what happened. I remember you. Medical Conference 2019. Maternal mortality research. You were brilliant. I blink. You remember that? Hard to forget. I wondered why someone with your talent wasn't leading a unit. I look at my hands. Life happened, he nods. I run a clinic in Enugu, rural. We need a nurse manager. 350,000 monthly. There's housing. You'd be autonomous. N350,000. 3 times what I have. Why offer this to me? Talent shouldn't be buried by cruelty. And my sister says you're worth 10 of whatever your husband's building. I meet his eyes. When can I start? 3 days later. Chidi's lawyer sends a document. 53 pages. Divorce petition. No contest. I get N500,000. He keeps everything. I stare at the signature line. If I sign, this ends. No more calls. No more pressure. N500,000 buys breathing room. But it also buys silence. It says what he did was fair. My hand shakes. I set down the pen. I borrow N200,000 from my brother. Find Barrister Ngozi. Office in a converted container, Yaba. But her eyes are sharp. She reads the petition. Shakes her head. He's steamrolling you. Matrimonial Causes Act, Section 72. Court has discretion for just settlement. She taps the paper. You contributed. You're entitled to negotiation. How long? Months, maybe a year. But if you hold ground, he negotiates or faces a judge. I nod. I won't beg. I won't trash him publicly. But I'll stand for truth, she smiles. Good, that's the right fight. I sign her retainer. Walk out lighter Enugu. Week 1, Dr. Ifeanyi's clinic. Whitewashed walls, 6 beds, solar panels. My quarters are behind the building. 1 room, bed, desk, window overlooking mangoes. I pull my wedding band off. Thread it onto a chain. Wear it around my neck, not on my finger, not discarded. Not yet. Week 2. I'm organizing the supply closet when I find an old newspaper lining the shelf. I pull it out to replace it. Page 7 catches my eye. Delta State Fast Tracks. 80 billion highway. Contractor promises 8-month completion. Photo. Chidi shaking hands with the governor. 8 months. I stare at the timeline. Something feels wrong. Dr. Ifeanyi walks past. I stop him. Doctor, how long does highway construction usually take? He glances at the article. His face changes. That scale? 24 months minimum. He points to the text. 8 months means corners get cut. Soil testing, drainage, foundation work. What happens if it fails? Public Procurement Act. Contractors are liable for structural failures within 12 months. Government can sue for full refund. Criminal penalties apply. He hands the paper back. Why rush unless you're hiding something? I fold the article slowly. Chidi's smile in the photo. Too wide. My mind starts turning. Not revenge, just awareness. Sunday, I buy fabric at the market. Royal blue. Same shade as my ruined Aso Ibi. Tailor makes a headscarf. I wear it to church. People stare. The blue used to mean shame. Now it means reclamation. That night, I sit on my bed. Wedding band hangs cool against my chest. Through the wall, news mentions infrastructure, contracts, highways. I think about Chidi's 8-month promise. I think about Mama's question. When will you rest? Soon, but not yet. I'm not done rebuilding. Month 2, Enugu. The clinic settles into rhythm. Morning rounds. Prenatal checkups. Malaria treatments. Wound dressings. I'm good at this. I'd forgotten. Dr. Ifeanyi promotes me to clinic manager. Salary increases to N3 80,000. I send N 150,000 to my mother. Keep N 200,000. Save N 30,000 does. For the first time in weeks, I sleep through the night. My phone buzzes less. Chidi's lawyer has gone quiet. Barrister Ngozi says that's good. Means they're realizing you won't fold. I don't tell her about the newspaper article. The 8-month timeline. Dr. Ifeanyi's warnings about shortcuts. Saying it out loud makes it too real. Week 6. Chidi's Instagram. Groundbreaking ceremony. Yellow bulldozers. Men in hard hats. The governor cutting a ribbon. Caption, making history. Delta State's future starts here. I scroll through comments. Thousands of congratulations. One stands out. Bro, 8 months for 85 kilometers. My uncle's a civil engineer. He says that's physically impossible unless you're cutting corners. Be careful. 3 likes, buried under hundreds of others. I screenshot it. Don't. Know why week 7. A patient's husband. Works for State Ministry of... Works. Mentions the highway while waiting for his wife. They're moving fast, too fast. My supervisor keeps asking for soil compaction reports. Contractor hasn't submitted them. I keep my face neutral. Is that normal? He shrugs. No. But the governor wants it done before elections. Contractor probably got pressure to skip steps. Happens all the time, until something collapses. He laughs. I don't. Week 8, Dr. Ifeanyi gets a phone call. I'm organizing files in his office. He doesn't ask me to leave, Ifeanyi speaking. Yes, I remember you. His face changes. He stands, walks to the window. How bad? Section C7 already? It's only been 4 months. Silence. His hand grips the frame. Geotechnical investigation and substandard materials. Falsified reports. Pause. No, I understand. You're taking a risk calling. Thank you. He hangs, stares out at mango trees. Dr. Ifeanyi? He turns. Face tight, Chief Engineer Okonkwo, Delta State Ministry. Old colleague from my engineering days. I set down files. My chest tightens. What did he say? He sits, rubs his face. The highway. Sections are failing. Sinkholes, cracked asphalt. Structural collapse in areas that should hold decades. After 4 months? 4 months. Chidi's company used substandard concrete. Skipped soil compaction. Falsified environmental assessments. Bribed inspectors. My hands go cold. What happens now? Full investigation. If findings confirm fraud, government sues for breach of contract. Public Procurement Act, Section 58. Contractors are liable for defects within 12 months of completion. He looks at me. They'll demand full refund. All $20 million. Plus penalties. Penalties. Double the contract value. Criminal charges, fraud, misappropriation of public funds. 7 to 10 years in prison. My stomach drops. The room tilts. Amara. Are you okay? I can't answer. My throat closes. My vision narrows. I grip the desk edge, because suddenly everything makes sense. Tuesday, contract signed. $200 million. 8-month deadline. Wednesday morning, $20 million hits the account. Wednesday afternoon, he files for divorce. Removes his ring. This marriage was survival strategy. Thursday, court order, eviction, dated Monday. 2 days before he told us, he knew the realization. Hits like a fist to my chest. He knew the project was fraud. He knew it would collapse. He knew the government would come for the money. So he divorced me fast, legally, separated our assets before the seizure, before the lawsuits, before prison. Not because he succeeded, because he was running, and if we stayed married, I'd be liable too. Joint assets, joint debts. The government could seize my nursing income. My savings, everything. He cut me loose to save himself and to make sure I couldn't claim anything when it collapsed. I'm going to be sick. Amara, Dr. Ifiani's, hand on my shoulder. Breathe. I didn't realize I'd stopped outside. I stumbled to the back of the clinic, sit under a mango tree, press my palms into the dirt. The chain around my neck feels like it's choking me. I pull out the wedding band. Hold it. Gold. Warm. I think about the conference room. Chidi's flat eyes. I deserve better. I think about the Range Rover, the woman laughing at her phone. I think about the Instagram posts, new altitude, leveling up performance. All of it was performance. He wasn't celebrating, he was covering his tracks. My phone is in my hand. I don't remember taking it out. I open Gmail, start typing. To EFCC Anonymous. Tip subject Delta State Highway. Fraud. My fingers hover over the keyboard. I could end this. Right now. Speed up the investigation. Send him to prison faster. 1 click, I type. Chidi Okafor, contractor for Delta State N80 billion highway project, used substandard materials and falsified geotechnical reports. Sections already collapsing after 4 months. Wife can provide timeline evidence of premeditated asset separation. My thumb hovers over send. 1 click. Dr. Ifeanyi appears, sits beside me. Says nothing. I stare at the screen. I could report him, I whisper. You could. Would it make a difference? Maybe, maybe not. Government already knows, but a spouse's testimony carries weight. Ex-spouse, almost. Still, I close my eyes. If I report him, I'm the villain. Bitter ex-wife destroying him out of revenge. His family will hate me. Church will shun me. Social media will call me evil. And if you don't, he goes to prison anyway, eventually, without my fingerprints. Dr. Ifini picks up a fallen mango. You know what separates revenge from justice? What? Revenge needs your participation. Justice happens whether you're watching or not. I look at the email draft, delete it. I won't report him, but I won't protect him either. If investigators contact me, I'll tell the truth. But I won't chase this. That's fair. Is it? Part of me wants him to suffer. That's human, but another part, I trail off. I just want to be free. Revenge isn't freedom. It's another chain. He stands, brushes dirt off. You're wiser than you think. He walks inside. I slip the ring back under my shirt. Not forgiveness, but maybe the beginning of letting go. 2 days later. My phone buzzes. Barrister Ngozi. Interesting development. Chidi's lawyer called. They're willing to negotiate settlement. Offering N5 million plus the car. Sudden change of heart. Should I counter? I stare at the message. N5 million. 10 times the original offer. Why now? Because he's desperate. Investigation is moving. He wants divorce finalized before it goes public. Once he's arrested, assets freeze. I'd have legal claim as his wife. He can't risk that. I text back, counter with N8 million the car. Full medical coverage for my mother, non-negotiable. Her reply, bold, I like it. Sunday, I buy royal blue fabric at the market. Same shade as my ruined asoebi. Tailor makes a headscarf. I wear it to church. The blue used to mean shame. Now it means something else. That night, Barrister Ngozi. They agreed. N8 million car medical coverage. Divorce finalized in 6 weeks. Sending papers tomorrow, 6 weeks, then it's over. I lie back, stare at the ceiling. Fan turns slowly. I think about Chidi in his penthouse, air-conditioned, glass walls. The girlfriend who'll vanish when handcuffs appear. I think about my mother, recovering. I think about this clinic. This work that feels mine again. Somewhere between Lagos and Enugu. I stopped being his shadow, I don't know when. But it's true, outside. The night hums, crickets, distant music. Inside, I'm quiet, not angry, not broken, just here, and that's enough. Month 5. The divorce papers arrive. I sign them in Dr. Ifeanyi's office. Hand steady, Barrister Ngozi calls. N8 million transferred today. Car title ready. Your mother's medical coverage active for 3 years. Thank you, Amara. You fought well, I hang up. Look at my signature. Amara Chinenye Okafor soon, just Amara Chinenye. I feel nothing. Not grief. Not relief. Closure week 19. Saturday morning. I'm restocking bandages when Dr. Ifeanyi calls from his office. Amara, you should see this. His TV shows breaking news. Delta State Highway project under investigation. My hands go cold. The reporter stands before a collapsed road section. Massive sinkhole. Cracked asphalt. Rebar twisted like broken bones. Government engineers discovered catastrophic failures in the N80 billion highway project contracted to Okafor Construction Limited. After only 5 months, portions have collapsed into swamp terrain. Camera pans to the damage. Worse than I imagined. Delta State Governor has ordered full geotechnical investigation. Sources confirm contractor Chidi Okafor used substandard materials and bypassed mandatory soil compaction protocols required under the Public Procurement Act of 2007. Cut to Governor's press conference. His face is stone. This is betrayal of public trust. We paid N8 billion in advance for infrastructure connecting 9 rural communities to healthcare. Instead, we got fraud. Reporter. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has been invited to investigate. If findings confirm negligence, Okafor faces charges of misappropriation of public funds. Penalties include full refund plus damages. Prison sentences 7 to 10 years, the split screen. Left collapsed road. Right, Chidi at groundbreaking, smiling, hard hat. Shaking Governor's hand, I sit. Dr. Ifeanyi hands me water TV cuts to Victoria Island. Reporter outside Chidi's office. Attempts to reach Mr. Okafor for comment unsuccessful. His office is locked. Security says he hasn't been seen in 3 days. Running.Sunday, social media explodes. Delta Highway scandal trends. Number 1. Patients show me their phones. Someone posts, Chidi Okafor, from billionaire to fugitive in 5 months, a thread. Or 1,000 retweets. The thread includes leaked contract documents, falsified geotechnical reports, Instagram photos, penthouse, yacht club. Then someone digs, plot twist. Chidi divorced his wife 1 day after getting the 20 Bowenmeros advance. Suspicious AF, another. His ex-wife worked 80-hour weeks to pay his school fees. Then he threw her out. Karma is undefeated. My name appears, Justice for Amara. Someone finds my medical conference presentation. 14,000 views overnight. I turn off my phone. Monday morning clinic phone rings. Dr. Ifeanyi answers. His face changes. Yes, she's here. Hold on, he covers receiver. EFCC. They want to ask about Chidi's finances. My stomach drops. Do I have to? Legally? No, you're divorced. But refusing might trigger subpoena. I take the phone. Hands shaking. This is Amara, woman's voice, calm, professional. Ms. Chinenye, investigator Adeyemi, EFCC. We're building a case against your ex-husband. You were married during contract signing? Yes. Did you have knowledge of his business practices? Access to financial records? I close my eyes. I think about the 9 villages. Children who need that highway to reach hospitals. I think about my mother's stroke, the 3 buses I took, but I also think about the courtroom. His lawyers attacking me, his family hating me, social media picking sides. My throat is dry. Ms. Chinenya. I had access to the joint account until he froze it. I saw the N8 billion deposit and the project timeline. He confirmed 8 months on the phone. I showed the article to Dr. Ifeanyi, a retired engineer. He said standard timeline was 24 months. Typing sounds. Did Mr. Okafor discuss divorce before or after contract signing? Day after the advance. But the court order was dated 2 days prior. He filed preemptively. Pause. Ms. Chinenye, would you provide formal statement? It would establish premeditation of asset separation. This is the line. Cross it. I'm a witness. Exposed, attacked. Don't cross it. 9 villages stayed disconnected. If I testify, his lawyers will come after me. They might. But you'll be telling the truth. The law protects that. I breathe. Yes, I'll provide statement. We'll send an officer tomorrow. Thank you. She hangs up. Dr. Ifeanyi watches me. You okay? Ask me tomorrow, Tuesday afternoon. Breaking. EFCC arrests Chidi Okafor at Victoria Island property, attempting to move N400 million cash. The footage plays everywhere. I'm in the clinic. Patients gather around TV. I can't look away. Chidi in handcuffs. EFCC agents in black jackets. His face gaunt. Eyes hollow. No designer suit, wrinkled shirt, jeans. Cameras swarm. Mr. Okafor, did you steal public funds? Where is the N8 billion? Did you divorce your wife to hide assets? He lifts his head. Looks directly at camera. I made business decisions. My ex-wife has nothing to do with this investigation. Leave her alone. My breath catches, even now, even in handcuffs. He's trying to control the narrative. They load him into a van. It drives away. Headline, contractor faces 10 years for N8 billion fraud. The nurse beside me whispers, that's your ex-husband. I nod. Are you okay? I touch the chain around my neck. A wedding band cool against skin. I will be. That night my phone buzzes. Chidi's mother. Amara, please. He made mistakes. But he's still human. If they contact you, don't say anything that hurts him more. For what we once were. A woman who sold her mother's land for his tuition. A wife who worked 80 hours weekly for his dreams. A shadow erased when convenient. I type. Mama, I gave EFCC the truth. Not revenge, just truth. What happens next is between him and the law. I'm sorry. Send. No reply. Wednesday. Blogs publish leaked documents. Financial records. Falsified reports. Photos of inspector bribes. The Nigeria lawyer +1 article. Testimony from Chidi's engineers. He told us to skip soil tests. Governor wanted speed, not quality. We protested. He fired 3 of us. Another. He pocketed N2 billion using cheap concrete. We warned the road would collapse. He said it just had to last past the election. The math N8 billion advance. N2 billion stolen. N6 billion wasted on work that lasted 5 months. 9 villages still don't have road. Rebuild Delta Highway trends. Fundraising page. N45 million in 2 days. I donate N50,000. Anonymously Friday. Sunset on my porch. Royal blue headscarf in my lap. News alert. Chidi Okafor denied bail, trial set. January 2026. January. 3 months. I'll testify. Swear on Bible. Tell truth about the joint account. The timeline. The preemptive divorce his lawyers will attack. Call me bitter. Scorned. Maybe some will believe them, but I'll tell truth anyway. I close the app. Sun sinks orange, pink, purple. Somewhere in Lagos, Chidi sits in a cell, thinking about the penthouse. The girlfriend who vanished. The empire that collapsed faster than his highway. I don't feel sorry, but I don't feel triumphant, just free. I pick up the headscarf. Run fingers over fabric. Tomorrow I'll wear it to church, not shame, reminder. I survived. 2 weeks after the arrest, Chidi's mother comes to Enugu alone. No sister. No entourage. Mrs. Okonkwo calls ahead. She's asking to see you. So you don't have to, but I do. She arrives at the clinic. Smaller than I remember. Grey has spread through her hair. Age 10 years and 6 months. We sit on the bench. Under the mango tree. She doesn't speak for a long time. Stares at her hands. Finally, Amara, I'm not here to defend him. I wait. What he did to you was wicked. I told him so. The day he evicted you, I told him. So you're throwing away gold for brass. He wouldn't listen, her voice cracks. Now he's in Kirikiri, and I just need to know, can you forgive him? I look at her. Really look, Mama. I forgive him for what he did to me. The betrayal, the eviction, the humiliation. I've released that. It was poisoning me. Relief floods her face. But I cannot undo what he did to Delta State. That highway was meant to save lives. Children will die without access to hospitals because of his greed. That's between him and the law. But the investigators, I already gave my statement. The truth. Not revenge, just truth. Her face crumbles. You testified against him. I testified for 9 villages who deserve infrastructure that works. For mothers like mine who had strokes because there's no road. That's not against him. That's for them. She stands, wipes her eyes. I understand. I don't like it, but I understand. She pulls an envelope from her purse, sets it on the bench. He wrote you. I wasn't sure if I should give it. Read it or burn it. Your choice. She walks to the road. I watch her back, smaller, hunched, disappearing around the corner. I exhale slowly. Pick up the envelope. That night, I stare at it for an hour. Finally open it. His handwriting. The same slant I used to see on grocery lists. Amara, I don't expect you to respond, but I need to say it. I was a coward. When the contract came, I knew the timeline was impossible. I knew I'd have to cut corners. I told myself everyone does it. Then the advance hit. And 8 billion. More money than I'd ever seen. I panicked because I knew it would collapse. Engineers warned me. Soil reports were clear. But I'd already spent N2 billion. Penthouse, cars. The lifestyle I thought I deserved, I couldn't give it back, so I divorced you. Fast. Separated assets. Not to protect you. To protect myself. So when the government came, you wouldn't lose your income. Your savings. I told myself it was mercy, it was cowardice. You deserved the world. I gave you garbage. I don't ask you to come back. I don't ask you to lie in court. I just ask, forgive me. Not for my sake. For yours. So you can be free. See my hands shake as I fold it. My throat tightens. I file it in my desk drawer. Don't respond. Forgiveness doesn't require a reply. Over the next weeks, news trickles in. Investigations, asset seizures, court dates. I stop following it closely. 3 months later, the plea deal is announced. Contractor pleads guilty. Sentenced to 5 years. Ordered to refund N6 billion. Reduced from 10 years. Full cooperation. Asset forfeiture. Lifetime ban from government contracts. I read it twice. My shoulders drop. Something releases in my chest. It's over. Policy reform. Delta. State announces new vetting procedures. Spousal financial interviews. Independent geotechnical audits. Whistleblower protections for engineers. Dr. Ifeanyi testifies before state. Assembly about infrastructure corruption's health impacts. My name is mentioned. An example of silent collateral damage in corrupt systems. I don't attend, but I watch online. When it's over, I close the laptop. That chapter is done Sunday. I wear the royal blue headscarf to church. Soft now, worn from weekly use. The offering basket comes around. I reach under my collar, pull out the chain, slide off the gold wedding band, hold it in my palm. Lighter than I remember, I drop it into the basket. Among Naira notes and coins, it clinks softly. An elderly woman beside me glances over, sees the gold glinting, meets my eyes. She nods. Once, understanding. The basket moves down the row, disappearing. Not bitterness, release. The pastor preaches about foundations, building on rock versus sand. I think about Dr. Ifeanyi's words. You built on solid ground. Even when your world collapsed, your foundation held. Maybe that's the difference. Concrete cracks under pressure. Character doesn't. That afternoon, my mother visits. Fully recovered. Walking steady, we sit on my porch. She brings plantain chips and ground nuts. You look different, she says. How? Lighter. Like you're not carrying someone else's weight. I smile. I'm not. She squeezes my hand. When will you rest, Omomi? I look at the mango trees. Children playing in the distance. The clinic behind us. I'm resting now. Mama, This right here, this is rest, she nods. Satisfied, we sit in silence, eating, watching the sun sink. For the first time in years, I'm not waiting for the next crisis. I'm just here, present, free. 18 months later. The highway is rebuilt, properly. 24-month timeline. Independent audits. 9 villages connected to the state hospital now. I drive it monthly for outreach. Smooth asphalt, proper drainage. Solid foundations. I pass where Chidi's work collapsed. Repaired. You'd never know. I don't think about him anymore when I drive. Amara today. Regional Health. Coordinator for Enugu Rural Clinics. 7 facilities. Training nurses. Publishing research. My maternal mortality study was cited by WHO Small House. Royal blue front door. Mango tree. My mother visits Sundays single, content, no rush. People ask if I'll marry again. Maybe. When I meet someone who values solid foundations. Chidi today, year 2 at Kirikiri. Carpentry shop. His mother says he's learning humility. Penthouse auctioned. Range Rover sold. Girlfriend vanished. 3 years left. I hope he finds peace. I mean that. The highway saves lives. At a village clinic, a mother arrives with her feverish daughter. 30-minute drive now. Used to take 4 hours. Or we'd stay home and pray. I treat the child. She'll recover. The mother leaves grateful. Sunday evening, my porch. Sunset paints Enugu Hills gold. Children's laughter drifts over the fence. Dr. Ifeani texts. New nurse said you inspired her to finish school after her divorce. You're building more than clinics, I smile. Evening prayers echo. Church bells ring. For years I measured worth by what I gave away. Time, money, dreams. Youth, now I measure it by what I've built. Career, home life, mine. Chidi took a lot. But he couldn't take my foundation. That was always mine. These are the real-life stories we carry. African stories of betrayal and resurrection. The touching stories from African folklore teach us this. What's built on truth survives. What's built on lies crumbles. These life stories prove that sometimes the greatest power is simply standing, whole free. Your turn. What would you do if someone you sacrificed for betrayed you at their peak? Seek revenge, or trust that truth finds its way? Comment below. Have you experienced betrayal after sacrifice? How did you rebuild? Your story might save someone drowning in the same pain. Share this with someone standing in rubble, wondering if they'll ever be whole again. They need to see. You can rebuild stronger. Subscribe for more African stories about resilience, justice, and choosing yourself when the world chose against you. Next week, a king mocked a blind beggar at his royal feast. 3 days later, the beggar's true identity shattered the kingdom. You won't believe what happened. See you there.